Welcome back, guys. Today we have a Nintendo Switch OLED. We are making a video today because we have a new chip. This is the latest Instinct NX V6S. I believe the S is because of the slim version of the chip itself. Is very thin on it's like a rectangle, but it's not wide like the other one. So we're going to be installing this real quick. We're going to try to keep the video extremely short. I am just going to be installing the chip, showing you guys how it's done real quick, explaining how I do it. I'm sure there's many ways of doing it, but I have disassembled the Switch OLED already. And so we're going to go ahead and remove this plate. I want to thank everybody that has been supporting us with the channel and subscribing and asking questions. If you guys have any questions regarding this installation, you guys can always put it in the comments there. And I'll be more than glad when I get a chance to answer them. I'm here to help, and thank you. So what I'm doing here is I'm removing the thermal paste from the CPU. I am going to clean this area here, just this area, with some Q-tips. And then after the installation, I'll continue to clean this area thoroughly, okay? We can also grab a toothbrush here with very brittle bristles and just clean it like you guys can see in the picture on the video there. Perfectly fine. Now we are going to proceed to cut the shielding on the side of the CPU with this nice little pliers. And the way I do it is I snip here and then pull and then do this with my finger here. That looks very good. The other side is the next to the NAND. And then I like to grab my fingers, kind of my nail, and then just push back and forth. And it's done. So now we are going to grab the DAT0 adapter, which these chips come with, which are very good. Let's stick it in here real nice. Push it back. Grab some flux. So the reason I'm making the video is to show you guys how it's done and keeping it simple. I don't do this assembly videos for time-consuming purposes, but I can show you guys how this is installed. So what I did here is I simply pushed down on the DAT0 adapter, and then creating a little spring-like motion here, so that the adapter doesn't move back, and that way we don't have any trouble. We are going to turn the board around and scratch that D point real quick, carefully. So this is a pick that I got off a hobby store, and you guys can find them, I guess, online or something. It's just a metal pick. I usually go ahead and sharpen this with a limestone or whatever it is that I have, or a sanding paper or whatever, to make it nice and sharp just on the point. With a little bit of flux. And I recently changed the tip on my soldering iron, so excuse the I'm still trying to pretend it here, so sometimes this will work real quick, sometimes it won't. And as you can see, it's fine. Next we are going to grab the adapters, the flex cables that came with the chip. I like pretending this little point there. Same solder technique. I'm doing this real quick, guys, so you guys can see how it's done, okay? Line this up. I have it lined up with the A point. Some flux, always use your flux. And then grab some solder again. I like to stabilize the flex cable by adding solder to the ground side there, and then pushing on this plate here, and then just touching that real quick. Beautiful soldering. Same thing with this. And then this, you don't even have to do it, but we'll go ahead and do it. Alright, so as you can see, maybe I didn't show in the video there, but I simply touch this point and look, we can move it around. It's very stable, very nice. Proceeding to the voltage point. Done. and then one more ground. Temperature on the soldering iron or station is 720. You guys can go a little higher, maybe a little less, it's fine. I am going to put this here for the purpose of the video. We're just going to stabilize the chip so that you guys can see that we got it working, and then after that we can complete the install by adding all the shield back on there on the CPU. Let's go ahead and do this wire here, the C point. We're going to do the C point by putting some solder on the C point in this 36 gauge wire, and then soldering it to the back real quick. Beautiful, nice point, shiny. We grab that same clippers, and then we cut this here carefully without disturbing that area. Finally, we're going to do the CPU flex cable, running it through here, and then back in here. This chip is very good. Is the Instinct chip. It's a little more expensive when you buy it, but some people swear by it. I find that the RP2040 is as good. That I guess people have their preference. In the end, they all do the same. They simply glitch the system so that you can use your whatever custom homebrew or whatever it is that you guys do. Flux, and then touch the points on the CPU. Beautiful soldering job right there. Nice, nice. And then finally we use that point here. I won't be doing that one, but see how nice and shiny those points are. Next, we are going to simply put the chip on there to test it, make sure that it works. We will be putting this here. Flex cable in place. Pushing it and then securing it with this FPC connector. And then finally we're going to put it, let it rest a little bit here. And then we are going to put this back in here. And then finally for that B point, I like to use a little small or a little bit more of a thicker wire. This is like a 34 or something like that. Maybe even the same. It doesn't make a big difference, but we're going to be using just a different color here. Perfect. Give it a little slack. Always using that flux. And I didn't even show you guys, but anyways, you guys get the picture. The camera view doesn't sometimes reach all the way. Let's see how I give it a little bit of slack. This is it, guys. This is the installation of the NX Instinct V6S, the slim one. Again, I'm going to put the shielding here shortly, but we can verify that the A point is perfectly fine. Everything is good. There's a little kink, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and test it real quick. We're going to dim the lights and then give it some power real quick. And we give it some power simply by connecting the power cable, and let's see what happens, okay, to the light. That is good. That's a good sign. It's flashing purple. Sometimes we have to connect the battery. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we got to wait a little bit. Sometimes we don't. Let me see if I can dim the lights a little better here. I think it actually flashed already, but anyway, let's do it again, okay? I'm going to unplug it, plug it back in. Let me put the battery in there because sometimes they behave funny when they do that. So here I'm connecting the battery now. And now we can go ahead and plug it in again. So now it is flashing orange, and it should stabilize and maybe start flashing purple. glitching, and then it should flash green. So that means that the chip already glitched the CPU. We're going to do it again, okay? I'm going to unplug the battery, unplug the system itself from the power supply, and then do it without the battery. The battery's disconnected. See if it glitches now. And yes, it needs a battery for some reason. So here, I'm going to plug in the battery. This is just a regular battery that I use for testing. Plug the battery, and then I'm going to plug in the power source here on the USB-C. Now, it should glitch pretty quick. There you go. So it is pretty fast. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Hit click, give us a comment, let us know what you want to see next. And if anything, you guys have any questions, need any help installing this chip on your Nintendo Switch OLED or any other Switch, you can visit us online at wayayeo.org, wayayeo.org. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys again in the next video. Bye-bye.